What is the name of our podcast?
Isn't it Wasian?
The Wasian Podcast.
The ways of the Wasian.
The ways of the Wasian. Maybe we can start by introducing ourselves. I'll start.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Joel.
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Korea. I've lived in different countries like New Zealand, Brazil, Spain, and now we're in Germany. I've been here since I was 16 years old. So I love business. I have a business of my own. I have a cleaning business. I've been doing it since 2021. That's when COVID happened and there was a big lockdown. I started right then, and now it's going all right. Like, of course, I scaled it a little bit, but it's still a lot of headache.
We actually started basically at the same time. I just realized that.
2021?
I started during COVID as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not right at the beginning, but...
I started at 2021 February, I think.
I think because I had another partner at the time, I think we started at the end of 2021.
Yeah?
Yeah, like in the fall.
Why did you guys start?
Well, I always wanted to do something business related, but I always had it in my head, you have to come up with some crazy new idea, right, to start a business. And then a colleague of mine said, hey, I have an idea for you. You should do garden work. You could probably make 40, 50,000 a year with that. I was like, well, that sounds crazy. Sure, I'll try it. So we printed out a bunch of flyers and started just basically to have, why we started, it was COVID, nothing was happening, no football.
There was nothing at all.
Nothing, and we were like, okay, what can we do? We have to fill up the time, and that's why we started in the end.
I think the only thing that you could have like worked on in the lockdown period was just working at a test center. Yeah. That's what I did as well. Yeah. Like I had that job and then...
It's so crazy though to think back now, like looking back at it, like do you think it was a proper reaction from everyone? I was super mixed point of views because lots of people are like, oh, so many people died and this and that, of course, but...
I don't know because I hear so many stories from people that got affected as well. Yeah. Like, for example, I have, my girlfriend. She told me she had like relatives that died because of COVID, and she has a lot of friends that the parents or whatever they got really affected by the disease. But from my circle, I didn't really like see anything. Like I worked at the test center as well. Yeah. And I don't know. Like before I heard it from my girlfriend, I always thought like it's just maybe like more of a mental thing. Like you think you're sick, that's why you become sick and stuff like that. Because in the beginning, we saw like videos from China, from Wuhan, like people falling like zombies.
Yeah. The thing is, it's weird. It's hard to believe that the reaction was right, because if I look at my experience, I don't know anybody who knows anybody that died. You know? Anyways, I don't really want to talk about COVID.
No, but I think it's real, and it was a big problem, but it was so distant to me that I don't know if the lockdown was the right method. But because of that chaos and the economic downfall as well, so many new businesses have started. Like
because so many old ones died. Yeah. Actually, no, that's not true. Delivery businesses and this and that. A lot of new ones did
great.
Got created. Working from home. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that just stuck. It's funny though when I'm
home.
Yeah, that's huge now.
Such a big thing.
That's huge now. There's some funny things though. For example, when I'm on the bus or the train, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 seats. Yeah. And a lot of the time, one person sits here and then one person sits diagonal, and the two are free a lot of the time. And I think that's from COVID, because nobody would sit beside each other. Yeah. I think before then, like everyone would just take a seat if there's a seat. But even myself now, if there's a seat kind of on the inside, I'm kind of a little bit like I don't know if I should go in there. I'm not thinking about COVID, but I think it's just from that. Yeah.
Maybe.
which is kind of weird.
Maybe. What do you think about home office?
It's actually a good question. I think it depends on the company a lot, what your job is. I think a lot of time it's great because, well, I think a lot of the time it could also be bad because it's super hard to monitor. People work 15 hours a week, and if they're working from home, they're with their kids and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're probably not actually working the proper amount of time. But I think it depends. If it's a job that you're doing mostly online anyways, as long as you get the thing done, you get it done. And if you can spend more time with your family, because let's say if you're in the office for 8 hours, you're probably not working for 8 hours, right? And if you're doing that at home and you're working for 6 hours, instead the 2 hours can be spent with your family. So I don't know. I think it's all in all pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Well, I can't really imagine home office in my industry.
Running out of bubbles. Well, let's take a quick pause here so you can see how we use this. You just tear it open.
Yummy.
Maybe we can get some ASMR. Tear it open, pour it in, and then take your milk or water. Like I said, I have fizzy water here. And pour it in there. It's supposed to be 250 milliliters. And then ready to go. What were you saying?
No, home office in the cleaning industry, I can't really imagine it. Because most of the workers are cleaners. So you have to be there to do the job. But if I have someone in back office or someone in sales or whatever, then of course it's not a problem. But I would prefer, if my company gets bigger and bigger, I would love to have an office that people can come to. So we can have a company culture. I don't know if it's possible through home office, that if you can create a company culture. I think you can, but I think it's more difficult.
Yeah.
Because if you see people face to face, it's much easier to show your emotions, show your expressions, and if you said something the wrong way, and it's easier to say, oh no, I meant it this way. But if it's online,
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah, I think a mix is good. I think a mix is probably good.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you don't offer home office as a company, I think you have a hard chance of hiring people as well. Because most of the companies offer home office and everybody wants to work from home. Yeah. They save so much time commuting.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Commuting, you save a lot of time, especially my parents, for example, they commute an hour each way, right? Yeah. If there's traffic, an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get there.
Yeah.
Right? That's wild.
Yeah. So, back to introducing ourselves.
Right.
Who are you?
Who am I? My name is Simon. I'm 24. I'm from Canada. And I came to Germany almost 5 years ago now. That's actually crazy. In September of 2019. 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Right now it's July, so in a couple of months.
So almost five years ago. And I came here for football, for soccer. And in the beginning it was obviously quite difficult because of COVID, as it was for everybody else. But the first season was only 2 games. Second season was 7 games. That's 2020, 2021. 2022 was my first real season. It was difficult, integrating. 2023 was the first breakthrough season, I would say. And then I broke my leg just at the end of the season. And yeah, that was a year ago now. So I've just been recovering. Actually played our first game today.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
First game in a year. And
friendly match.
Good to get back into it. So that's me on the sports side, and then on the business side, like I said, I started in 2021 with a gardening company, and it's pretty funny because at the start I was just supposed to be, I think I've told you, but it was like, maybe we'll get a job a week. Like, wow, that would be crazy if we could work like every Saturday in the month. Like, that'd be wild. We can maybe earn 400 euros a month. Like, that'd be crazy, right? And then we handed out a whole bunch of flyers, 3,000 or 4,000. And then we just made a super friendly flyer. I say we because I had another partner at the time. He was from Australia. We played on the same football team. And we made a super friendly flyer and looking for work. We're willing to do anything. Anything. It's always a funny one. And
did you guys do anything or?
Yeah, we did it. We did so many different things. Moving jobs, digging out trees, planting new trees, cutting grass, cutting down trees. Did I say cutting down trees? Cutting down trees, removing them, cutting hedges, building IKEA stuff, transporting furniture, driving. We've driven some like old people from house to house. We've done everything.
So you guys just want to work and get money?
Yeah, just work. Again, it was during COVID, like we said, so there was absolutely nothing happening. We had all the time in the world from Sunday to Sunday. And yeah, we just worked and did everything we could and just got a lot of calls. And after a couple months, we were booked for like 3 weeks. We're booking like 3 weeks in advance, just booking everything every day. And, at the beginning, that was awesome. And then after a couple months, it got pretty exhausting. And we weren't taking very much money at the time. And then we raised our prices, and it was good for a little bit. And we got bored again, and then raised our prices a bit more. Got bored again, and then raised them a bit more. And now, 3 years later, I'm not allowed to say it, but it's just...
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
So you guys raised the prices, and you guys got bored. And then you guys raised another time, and then you guys got bored. Was it you guys or you specifically that got bored? And why do you think you got bored?
Good question. Well, I think I got bored probably more than my partner because my vision was to build a big gardening company. And to build a big gardening company, I wasn't envisioning myself working 12 hours a day, right? In the garden. Mm-hmm. And especially if I was earning 150 euros a day, sacrificing my whole day, right? And at some point, like the actual reality didn't match at all with the vision that I had. And what we were doing, the work that we were doing, wasn't going to lead ever to that vision I had. Mm-hmm. So eventually I was just like, it doesn't make sense.
And then you guys raised the prices, and the price you got was higher, and then you lost the boredom. Yeah. And then you got used to it, and then you got bored again.
Basically, yeah. So what the point I'm at now, why I'm, let's say, not, I don't know if bored is the right word, but satisfied.
Maybe uninterested.
Uninterested, yeah. Because in my mind, when I'm selling my time, hey, it's going to cost this much per hour. When I'm selling my time, I just can't, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, I can't accept that anymore because let's say if someone has a beautiful hedge and I'm like gotten really good at cutting hedges because I've done it a lot and I'm very fast and I do a very good job, and I can do a job in 5 hours that 2 people from a company would do in probably 6 or 7 hours, right? And to me, it doesn't make sense to sell 5 hours of my time for a result that's worth a lot more than that, in my mind. So now I've started selling results, products instead, and it's going well.
You say like selling our time, right?
Yeah.
It's actually crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like we're selling our time, and time is limited.
Exactly. That's
how much worth is our time?
Yeah. That's the thing. And I still have some old customers who, slowly I'm letting them go, but I still have 2 or 3 that I still go to, and it's just like I have let's say, for example, because it's not like I'm not ripping anybody off. I'm not stealing from anyone. I have customers that I will charge 100 euros to do a job. I have other customers that I will charge 400 euros to do the same job. And the customer that charged 400 euros is way happier, always.
Why do you think that?
Well, firstly, because I can do it more professionally. I can come with more people. I can come with more equipment. It costs me more money, but at the end, I am still profiting more. But I can do a much more professional job, and it makes them way happier. People also just like paying more.
I think so as well. I heard there was an experiment at like a fashion street. I don't know which country and which city it was, but they just put like a no-name brand and filled it out with like expensive furniture, security guards, and workers with good suits and stuff like that. And they just sold it as an expensive brand, but the brand itself, maybe like the shoes cost 20 euros, and they sold it for 400, 500 euros.
It's wild.
And people bought it and they were happy.
Why do you think that is? I think I know.
I think like the luxury brands, of course, they have good quality.
Yeah.
But
the difference in price isn't the same as the difference in quality.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes maybe, but if you're comparing like a Nike shirt to a Gucci shirt, it's not that big.
Yeah,
but if you're comparing
maybe
some like dollar store shirt, then of course.
Yeah, I don't know that much in the fashion industry, but I think like, as you said, the quality difference is not that big, but the price tag is so big because of the demand itself. And also because you just feel good if you know, okay, I can afford this.
Yeah.
You know, or you feel good if you know, all right, I belong to this club. I belong to this brand.
I think it's also, I don't know about you, but let's say if I'm wearing this shirt and I walk down the street and I see someone else with it on. Yeah. Or let's say if you were wearing the shirt and you see someone else with it on, how would you feel? Like, honestly.
Like the same shirt?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm wearing this shirt right now, it's basic, so I would be like, yeah, cool. But if it's like a shirt that I find unique, and if I see someone else wearing that, I'll be like,
Yeah. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
When I see someone with the same clothes as me, like, I'm like, because I really like these pants. I got some new pants that I got. If I saw someone else with these pants, I would be like,
why?
Why? Like, I would feel like these are kind of worthless, you know? Yeah. So I think it has to do with that as well. Like, when you're buying a Chanel bag or something like that, like, not very few people, but relatively, very few people are going to have that same bag.
And it's also for the status as well. Like, you can see if it's Chanel, then people will just recognize you as a
I think the funniest thing
person.
Is people wearing that fake Gucci stuff or fake Chanel stuff. It's so messed up. It's like the whole point of wearing that is it's basically a symbol to show your wealth or your success, right? And people are wearing fake stuff.
Back to you. You said you came here for football, and basically the whole time we've been talking about business.
Yeah.
So what's the situation there? Are you more of a footballer or more of a business person?
Well, I've been injured for a year, so right now I'm probably more of a business person, but my goal is definitely more football oriented.
But I feel like, if I'm being frank, before your injury, you were kind of more focused on business.
Yeah. I think having the injury made me realize what actually I want to do or what makes me happy.
And football is what makes you happy.
I mean, it could also have a part to do with the fact that I just wasn't playing and I missed it a lot. Maybe I start playing again, and because, like, to be honest, when I was playing, it's not that enjoyable. A lot of the time, you're always fighting for a starting spot, and your coach is angry at you a lot of the time, and it's not like fun like when you were young, growing up. You know, it's shitty a lot of the time, and so I didn't enjoy it that much. Doesn't mean that I didn't want to do it. Of course, I still wanted to do it, but the process wasn't that enjoyable. But since I've been away from it, it makes me want to do it a lot more. But when I'm doing it again, maybe I'll feel the same way. Hopefully not, but.
From what I observed, like when you were injured, bro, you were so depressed.
Yeah.
you were so
For real.
depressed.
Oh yeah.
Like I realized at that point, this guy's dream, maybe not for your whole life, of course, like you can't play football for your whole life, but for your season right now in life, your dream is to become a footballer, and that's what you have to pursue until you're at a point where you say, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
For me, that can be when you're retiring from football, or that can be when you realize, all right, like I'm not good enough, you know, or I don't have enough chances or whatever. But
Yeah, for real, bro.
you got so depressed, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You got so depressed. I think everything just, like every small problem just got you down.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's weird because, like, I wouldn't say I was in deep depression or something like that, but it's funny because I always thought, like, somebody's depressed, just go to the gym and be productive and, like, it'll be fine, whatever. And so I was trying to do all that, right? And I'm at the gym and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what's the point? Like, what am I doing in the gym? Like, that was crazy.
I think you probably had like maybe like a loss of purpose.
Yeah, a big loss of purpose. And also, I was going to the gym just to work out, right? And that was like how to stay active, and that's how I keep like moving forward. And I got to a point where I was like, what am I working out for? Like, what am I doing what am I working out for? Like, what are bigger biceps going to give me? Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
And then I started shifting it to when I was going to the gym, doing it for football. And then that kind of changed a little bit, made it again more enjoyable. But yeah, I was pretty down there for a while.
What do you think about today's game? It was your first match coming back from the injury, and also was it your first time playing in a team as well?
Yeah, since June last year.
How do you think it was like when we were kids? When I think it's for everybody, when we start playing football, it's so much fun. You don't realize the time passing by, but at a certain point, it's just like it's work.
Yeah,
you have to get the workouts in, you have to get the trainings in, you have to score a goal if you're a striker, you have to defend or whatever, right? And you have to perform to impress the scouts or the trainers or agents.
Agents.
Well, the agents as well.
Yeah, it's funny because right now I love it. Like, I love training. I love getting in the gym. I love doing fitness. Like, I love being super tired. Right, that has all become fun again, which is great. And I hope it stays like that.
What about the match? Was it fun?
The first half was a little bit, like, as you could probably see, it was a bit like, it's frustrating because my body's not working like it's supposed to be working. Like, I'm not moving properly and changing direction, and there's just not the power in my legs when I'm sprinting that I'm used to feeling. That's like a bit disappointing. But in the second half, then I was more like, okay, just like enjoy it, have fun, and, like, get on the ball, get touches on the ball, and then it was a lot better. Just playing, actually. Yeah, but it is weird, like, when your body just doesn't do the things that it needs to be doing.
Yeah. No, I saw you like loosening up and stuff. You know, your face as well was like in the beginning it was a little bit more rigid, but as time went by, your touches were better, and also like you're just like your emotions got a little bit more positive, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, started enjoying it.
Yeah, and I think
it's so nice to play though. Yeah.
Like, you're 24 and football's a matter of time.
Yeah.
You can reach a certain point until, I don't know, like 27, 28. If you haven't made pro yet, of course it's possible after that.
Yeah, even though that's late though. That's 25, really 26 late. Is like...
And maybe like your second purpose, like business. Business you can start at any time. Look at the founder of KFC.
Yeah.
I don't know when he started, but like something like end of 50s or something like that. Or
yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you can start any time.
Imagine, like, so many people hate their jobs, right? Imagine 30 years of frustration in this job you hate. And that's probably these, whatever, KFC or all these people that start super late. Just years and years and years of frustration of doing something that you hate. And then eventually
I don't know
you're
about
like...
hating, though. Hate is such a negative word. But I feel like people, not everybody, I think a lot of people love their jobs.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are afraid to make that first step. And they're not hating the job that much that they say, all right, I'm going to risk it and then try it. But they don't like it that much, but it's not enough to get that first step in, you know?
Yeah. And I think also a lot of the time for most people to start a business, it's just not an option, you know? Like it is, but in their head, it's not an option. Like start my own business. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have no money. Like I need how it's going to take me years to build a business. Like how am I going to?
You're going to do the registration.
Yeah.
I don't have money for lawyers and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have like a colleague or a friend, let's say, he started his own business. It's a side hustle, and he's just saying like, "Oh, I'm happy if I make 1,000 euros." And I just realized like he has so much talent and he could earn much more than that. But it's just a goal he made for himself that he's gonna be stuck in. But it's normal. In the beginning, you just aim for like whatever 1,000 euros, 500.
Hey, look at us in the beginning. Like the first job we ever got was 50 euros, and I was like, holy shit, 50 euros, this is crazy. Like you start with baby steps. I don't think it's super common for someone to start with a big startup, right? Unless your parents, for example, both were business owners, and you see exactly how they did it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you can jump in kind of on the top with a base that you know is going to work. But most people that are starting just by themselves,
I think maybe it's unfair from me as well then, because I have had that experience already. That's why maybe it's easier for me to say that. And probably there's like people that are millionaires or multi-millionaires are saying the same thing about us as well. Oh, they're trying to get $1 million revenue a year or like $500,000 or whatever. They're like, that's nothing.
Or they're saying the same things that we are. Like, boy, I wish I'll be successful one day.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
If you think about that.
Isn't that crazy?
When does it stop?
Yeah. It doesn't stop. That's the problem.
I wish it stops though, because...
It doesn't though. It doesn't. Because if you think when you started, like if you looked at your revenue now when you started, you would have been like, if I could get there, that'd be it. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. In some sense. When you started the gardening company or started the media company that you have right now, so for the people who don't know, you have a media company as well, and that is more your main thing than the gardening company. Yeah. Right? When I started the cleaning company, I didn't have that certain number in mind. If I achieved that, that would be great. I didn't really have that. Yeah. I thought of more of it as like being rich. Like rich is subjective, of course. But
isn't it funny? Like in my head, probably in your head too, just the way that we've been grown up or the way that I've grown up, if you have $1 million, you're rich. Yeah. Is that how you think? I think as well. If you have $1 million, you're rich. Which is funny. It makes no sense. But it's like that number, if you get $1 million, you're rich.
I don't think I really had the million number in mind. But the million sound like if you're a millionaire, it just sounds good. Yeah. But I didn't think if you're a millionaire, you're just rich. But no, I don't know. Like as I said, when I was starting the cleaning company, I just wanted to become rich through that and not have to work. Yeah. And I'm working a lot.
You're working a lot, huh?
I'm working a lot. But as I said, like, because you asked me if you knew back then that you have that number that you make right now, I'll be super happy. I don't know. I think I didn't even imagine that.
Yeah? You didn't have a number, like a specific goal?
No, I didn't have a number.
No, I didn't either, to be honest. Yeah, the thing is, like, when do you think you will be happy? Or feel success?
I don't know. I don't know if the goal is to try to pursue happiness, like the movie. But I don't know. Like, is happiness a really big thing? Is it very important that it should be one of your goals, or finding your purpose, is that more of your goal, or helping other people, should that be bigger?
Well, I think within finding your purpose.
What is like happiness, like, bro, like for real? For real. Like, happiness is so subjective that you can't say, I want to find happiness, because you can find happiness either way. Like, would you want to live under a bridge and be happy? Like, you can be happy that way as well.
But probably not.
Of course, if you just, or if you're on, I don't know, I want to say if you're on drugs, but like, I don't know about that, but.
What, drugs?
Or let's say you have a normal job, right?
Yeah.
And you don't earn that much money, and you're happy.
Yeah.
Would you want that life? I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah. Look, I think it's like if someone's never had sex before. They don't know what they're missing. You know? And like then you ask, okay, if you could never have sex. Well, I think it's the same sort of thing. A lot of people are working with their jobs and they're happy. But I think if you stuck them, let's say at the end goal of what we have for a month, they'd probably like that a lot as well. You know what I mean? We're like,
because you can be happy either ways. Like
yeah,
why is the goal happiness then?
I don't know. I was talking to my brothers about this. They live super low key. They're super happy. And my brother was basically like, when I buy a new pair of socks, my favorite socks, I get the same feeling that some rich guy gets when he buys a new Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably right.
Probably right. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But what I think is, I don't do it for the Lamborghini. I do it for the feeling of the whole journey and everything you've achieved. Right? I think that's the nice part about it. Right? But who are we?
No, I guess you're right, but I think I haven't figured it out myself yet.
Yeah.
So it's so difficult to answer, because I thought like, oh, I want to be happy. But what is happiness, you know? And like, you can be happy right now with your current situation if you change your mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
I think at the end of the day, for me, it's just freedom.
freedom.
Like, you can be...
I think your basic needs have to be covered.
Yeah, your basic needs have to be covered, and with that, you're going to be happy. But there's a whole lot of other awesome stuff you can do, which you just don't have the option to do if you're...
If you don't have money.
I don't know how to say it because I feel like I'm talking to people down that are working a normal job and go to university. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But doing that life and buying a house and paying your mortgage and paying 2,000 euros or $2,000 a month to pay off your mortgage, you're stuck.
I think you are stuck, but I think you just have to find your purpose. And if that purpose is you working at a job, or if that's you having a business, or if it's you having a charity organization or whatever, it has to fulfill your purpose.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't be afraid of risking something for their purpose, because I think we have been drilled in with school and stuff like that we should work for other people.
Kind of a funny thing, though, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there online that are like, you guys are losers, going to school, getting a job, you're in the matrix and stuff. Are you stupid? If you grow a company, you need employees.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, they need people for their courses, that's why. They don't need them.
Well, the whole course thing is so funny. It's so funny. We should probably wrap it up, huh?
Yeah. So that was the first episode of The Wasian way.
The Wasian way.
Now, the Wasian has such a different meaning.
It does.
But we'll figure out a name. But I enjoyed it so much, as usual.
I love podcasts.
Yeah. We're going to have some interesting guests on. I hope in person. Because it's so much different talking to people in face to face, but maybe online as well.
We're looking for some sponsors too. So again, thanks Scholz and König for the first sponsor. No, we'll be honest, we're not actually sponsored, but
we just love the product.
It's a great product. Tastes amazing, and yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
All right,
ciao guys.